Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. The weather's cooperating for us here this morning. I'm appreciative of that. I appreciate everybody here coming out to celebrate this joyous day, this amazing feat. I'm Brian Edlin. I'm the commander of LMPD's Performance Division. Today marks a historic day in which collaboration between many groups led us to this day of introducing what we call the Summit Wellness Center. Policing as a profession is made up of an extraordinary group of men and women. This group of men and women enter this noble profession to assist others and protect the most vulnerable within our community. Due to the nature of this profession, we often find ourselves needing assistance and resources. Today signifies the opportunity to overcome the challenges this profession faces, especially as it relates to high suicide rates, high mortality rates shortly after retirement, and managing personal relationships. We acknowledge the stigma surrounding mental health and work to provide answers and resources relating to challenges we encounter throughout our career and our personal lives. Today, we want to highlight the collaboration between businesses, nonprofits, and public agencies, who all set out to become change agents and are setting the new standard for wellness within the public safety profession. Now, how did we get here? Wellness unit personnel began researching, studying, and seeking out guidance from all levels of government, to include the three most recent presidential administration findings relating to law enforcement wellness. All three reports from vastly different presidents and presidential administrations mention officer and employee wellness as crucial pieces for a successful police department. The one thing those reports don't provide is a blueprint of how to establish a holistic approach in providing police employees with the support and resources we need to show up as our best selves for the community that we serve. This is where we had some help. The Louisville Metro Police Foundation and our partners from Impetus for a Better Louisville stepped in to assist. The people behind me speaking today, in addition to a few who I'm going to name, Sandra Frazier, Eileen Pickett, Steve Galt and the University of Louisville Foundation, Attorney Bill Strench, Todd Spencer, Steve Bass, along with the countless other partners and friends of LMPD assisted. In less than 18 months of having a first discussion with these partners about hopes and ideas for improving the lives of LMPD employees and the positive impact this will have on the community that we serve, we now proudly introduce you to the Summit. The building is named the Summit. A summit is defined by striving to reach the highest point or highest goal attainable. To reach those goals and meet the high standards of service and professionalism that we set for ourselves, we have prioritized what we call our 5 pillars of wellness. As you look at the Summit logo, you'll see 5 mountain peaks or 5 summits that signify those 5 pillars of wellness. The 5 pillars of wellness that we prioritize are mental, physical, social, spiritual, and financial health. This 3-story, nearly 30,000 square foot wellness center is built to help support LMPD officers and professional civilian staff employees around the foundational principles of those 5 pillars of wellness. When struggles do occur, we all need a helping hand to reach out and guide us as we seek assistance. We have representatives from Impetus for a Better Louisville, the Louisville Metro Police Foundation, the mayor and his chief of staff, David Kaplan, who was with us from the very beginning, Metro Council members, I see state representatives, wellness unit personnel, the county and Commonwealth Attorney's Office, various LMPD command staff, Metro facilities, and the Office of Management and Budget, all who have proven they are willing to assist. The collaboration of all these great groups and great people represent what this Summit Wellness Center is truly about. They are providing that helping hand as we climb to reach our highest attainable goal. They are providing help for the helpers. This collaborative group wants Louisville to be recognized for how it prioritizes and invests in its public safety employees. We stand here at the doors of the Summit Wellness Center, where all LMPD employees can enter this facility and immediately feel the support and backing from the community as they work to become the best version of themselves. I'd like to now introduce our Deputy Chief, Paul Humphrey, who was very crucial in this project from the very beginning. So, Deputy Chief Humphrey.
All right, this is an exciting day for our city and for our agency. Opening the summit is a truly historic step for us. Healthy officers and first responders are a vital part of creating a healthy and vibrant community. First responders and professional staff deserve to have an environment and resources that let them know how much the community cares about them. Louisville's an amazing city, and we've been through and endured and overcome a lot in the past few years. But understand that with crisis, with struggle, comes great opportunities. And we have been able to take advantage of those tough times and make it a catalyst for great things. In an amazing public-private partnership with community leaders, we have created the new national model for how to support employee health and well-being. The summit will house the Officer Wellness Program, which includes our early intervention system, our peer support, our health and safety officer, as well as mental health and counseling services. We'll have full-time physical therapists through our partnership with Pro Team Tactical. We have a gym that has been fully outfitted by Rick Kieber and Planet Fitness to provide exercise facilities for officers to stay in shape. The Sandra Fraser Court is a multi-purpose event space where we will be able to host events like those from our PAL program or just play basketball. A classroom where we will host courses such as CPR, first aid, TACMED, as well as financial literacy classes for both officers and the entire community, where we can make those partnerships and grow those community bonds even closer. We'll have a leadership lounge where we'll have a meditation space, our full-time chaplain, that is sponsored by the Nickley's Family Foundation. Individuals like Ina Brown, Steve Bass, and many others, as well as the Geens Foundation, Lift a Life Foundation, and the Novak Family Foundation have put both their financial support and their sweat equity into making this happen today. We are extremely grateful to the support and the hard work that has made this happen. I'd be remiss, again, if I didn't repeat the thanks and the gratefulness that we have for people like Eileen Pickett, Steve Galt, and Todd Spencer, and those from the foundation and Impetus for a Greater Louisville, who have all come together with city officials to make this a new model for progressive policing and a promise to officers of what we want to show to support them. We have been already touted nationally, and all agencies from around the country want to see what we are doing to become the greatest supporting agency for our officers and our community. What the supporters of this project saw was not just an opportunity to support the men and women of LMPD, but a chance to impact this city in a greater way. To have a city that is successful, one where all of its citizens have the opportunity to thrive, we must have a foundation and a community where people feel both safe and respected. As leaders, we are taking steps, great steps, to show support for the people who take care of people. None of us exist in isolation. A city is much like a spider web, where when something happens on one side of the city, we feel it on all parts of the city. The health of officers and first responders are key to reducing crime and establishing healthy and vibrant communities. To paraphrase possibly the current greatest football coach in the country, Coach Prime, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When officers perform well and feel supported, they stay to have healthy, successful careers. They recruit new officers who are excited about the opportunity to come and serve the men and women of Louisville. And they ultimately are more effective and more efficient at taking care of the community and the people who live here. LMPD, the Louisville Fire Department, Metro Corrections, Metro EMS are all grateful and excited for this day. Inside, you will have the opportunity to meet many of the officers and staff of the Wellness Center who have worked tirelessly to make this day happen. When you enter, please take a look at the wall at many of our supporters who have also worked tirelessly to make this happen. Soon I will introduce our mayor, who, when he was just the mayor-elect in our very first conversation, said to me, "I really want to show support for officers." And the conversation that we had was around support is not a word, it's not a speech. You show support in actions. And from that very day, in our very first conversation, he said he wanted to be a person of action when he leads the city and shows the support for officers. I'd like to introduce you to the Honorable Mayor Craig Greenberg.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief Humphrey. It is truly an exciting day to be here today. This is what public-private partnerships are all about, in support of the hardworking men and women of LMPD that are working every day to keep us safe. We've got great public support from not just my administration, but the Metro Council. And we're here today. I see several members of Metro Council, Councilwoman Chappell, Councilman Bachon, Councilwoman Rui. There might be others as well that I've not yet seen. Thank you all for your support of this project. We have great support from the private sector with Impetus for a Better Louisville. And you've heard so many of the generous individuals and philanthropies that have supported this project. And then also from the nonprofit sector as well, with the foundations and other organizations that are working to make this new Summit Wellness Center a reality. Also, I want to bring greetings on behalf of Chief Jackie Gwynn Biller-Oel, who unfortunately is not able to be with us here today. She is at a national police conference. We thought it was important for her to represent Louisville with the major cities' police chiefs and the Noble conference that she is at right now. And we did not want to wait another day to get the Summit Wellness Center open. So we are thrilled to all be with you here today in this next step in the evolution of public safety in Louisville. As a city, we ask a tremendous amount from our police officers. We ask them to risk their lives to protect all of us. We ask them to face some of the most difficult and heartbreaking things known to humankind in order to protect us. And we hold them to an incredibly high standard for conduct and professionalism in the work they do, because they have to respect constitutional rights while also preserving public safety. That's a lot, but that's their job, and they all know it. And there's no more critically important job in our city or any city than preserving public safety. We all understand that. We all also understand the enormous toll that this job takes, a physical toll and a psychological toll. And we have to recognize that, respect that, and dedicate the resources needed to respond to that. And that's what this Summit Wellness Center represents for LMPD officers and professional staff, and for other first responders as well. This facility will provide a space where they can receive the physical and mental health support they need so they can continue to serve the people of Louisville. In addition to the state-of-the-art physical fitness equipment that you've heard, the recreation spaces, and more, the Summit Wellness Center also offers mental health assistance by specially trained professionals who understand the unique challenges faced by police officers and other first responders. And I know that especially in the past, some folks might have felt a fear of judgment in seeking mental health treatment. Let's leave that in the past. The truth is that stigma, that reluctance is deadly, and it only holds us back from serving at our full strength. It has no place in our city and in our work to serve the people of Louisville today. Today, we better understand more than ever before, the need to be mentally healthy is just as important as the need to be physically healthy. In fact, both of those things are intertwined, and they're essential to the work that our first responders do and the care that first responders need so both of them are right here at the Summit Wellness Center. so that LMPD and other first responders can keep doing the job we need them to do and do it the way we want them all to do it. I am so proud that we are opening this center as part of our work to make LMPD the best police department in America. And doing more to support officer well-being is among the recommendations of the United States Department of Justice. And in fact, several of my friends behind me and others here recently met here with members of the Department of Justice from the BJA, another division of that department. And they were telling us how this is truly a national model, the first of its kind, a one of a kind, a model for other cities to emulate, to support officers and to provide the physical and mental support they need to do the job the way they want to do it and the way all of us in our community want them to do their job. And so it's about time that here in Louisville, we are leading the way with something special. And it's a way for us to demonstrate that we value the work of our police officers and other first responders, and we value the work they do. We hope this will be a big benefit to our dedicated team of public servants. It will also, as you heard, help us with recruiting and retention. Some of these funds come from the federal government, the American Rescue Plan. As you've heard, other comes from our local government, and many of these funds come from generous supporters, local supporters that are here with us today. So let me introduce the leader of an organization that really helps spearhead this along with the Louisville Metro Police Foundation and Metro government. And that's, as you've heard, the organization Impetus for a Better Louisville. And so I am proud to introduce the chair of that organization, an amazing community servant, someone who cares about everyone in our city and works every day to make sure people have support they need, including our police officers and other first responders. Ladies and gentlemen, the chair of Impetus for a Better Louisville, Jennifer Hancock. Jennifer.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. It is truly an honor to be part of this celebration and to be joined by so many of my Impetus friends and colleagues who have been passionate champions for this project. Founded in 2018 by the late David Jones Sr., Impetus is a diverse group of business, faith, and education leaders focused on solving major problems facing Louisville for the benefit of generations to come. From the very beginning, we identified public safety as one of our 3 primary areas of focus. We understand that in order for our community to be prosperous for all, we have to have a healthy and safe community, and so our journey over the past few years took us to develop a strong relationship with LMPD and its leadership team. In April of 2022, we were introduced to the newly formed division, Performance and Accountability, that was created under former Chief Shields, and decided to visit the 7th and Industrial Building where the department's wellness activities were taking place. Let me be clear. It is nothing like what will occur in this building behind me. The most basic services were being provided, and in fact, we were shocked to see such a depressing building that was also home to the property room. Our first impression was frankly disappointment because there was nothing about that building or the activities inside that was sending the message that officer and civilian staff wellness was a priority or even valued. And yet we heard the message loud and clear from the leadership of LMPD that transforming the culture of health and wellness was a top goal. So we all agreed that realizing this goal would begin with finding a space to honor this priority and to send a clear message of support to our first responders. As the sister of a recently retired officer who risked his life and mental health for more than 3 decades, I am so grateful that this is now a must-have for our officers. It has never been more needed. This project also truly shows the power of a public-private partnership, as you've heard this morning. Our Impetus team pledged that day to support the Police Foundation and LMPD in any way possible to bring their vision of a holistic, state-of-the-art center of wellness to fruition. Impetus member Steve Galt utilized his expertise and knowledge of commercial real estate and quickly found this location, which turned out to be absolutely perfect. He set that ball in motion to have the Police Foundation successfully negotiate a deal with the University of Louisville Foundation. And then Todd Spencer and Joe Kelly played key dual roles as members of both Impetus and members of the Police Foundation. Todd has been leading on this project in so many ways, from the design elements you will see in the space to even getting the flooring refinished. He has been the perfect bridge to tie our organizations together. And of course, I want to acknowledge our friends at Humana who have also participated in the design elements you'll see inside. And then Impetus members also were leading the way on a fundraising campaign that has been spearheaded by Eileen Pickett, who we now affectionately refer to as our Chief Development Officer. The campaign has been extremely successful to date, allowing the Police Foundation to secure this building and supporting the programming and activities that will happen here. Impetus members even stepped up to personally contribute to this project, and I want to add my personal gratitude to Sandra Frazier, whose impact on our community is transformational, and her lead gift for this project is just another example of that. As well as our own Steve Galt, who made a tremendous gift in support of our first responders and our city as a whole. And there are so many more. Partnering with the Foundation and LMPD on this project has been a joy for all of us. We see firsthand the unparalleled passion and professionalism of Major Edlin, Deputy Chief Humphrey, Lieutenant Lopez, Sergeant Miller, and of course, Chief Gwen Villaroel. They know that if we are going to have a safer city, we have to have the best and the very brightest in our department. And that begins with having officers who are the healthiest they can be. So on behalf of our nearly 60 Impetus members representing every corner of Louisville, I want to congratulate our friends at LMPD and the Foundation on the speed of getting this concept ready to be utilized by those who need it the most, and for your brave and admirable service to our community. We see you, and we are deeply grateful for you. Thank you for allowing us to be part of this very special project. It is inspiring to all of us. And now it is my pleasure to get to introduce a passionate, feisty, fun leader who's leading our Police Foundation. And of course, I'm talking about no one other than Rebecca Grignan.
Guys, isn't this exciting? I mean, I'm dying. So thank you all for being here. Thank you to the media for coming out, for everybody coming out to make time, for our whole community coming together. This is truly the example of the private sector and the public sector coming together and doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what your politics are. It doesn't matter about anything but taking care of our city. And that's why Louisville is the best city ever, right? Because we take care of our own. And that includes the heroes of the LMPD, who are my favorites. The Police Foundation was started in the fall of 2005 after the line of duty death of my husband, Officer Peter Grignan, in March of that year. And it was started because the board realized that our officers needed help. And they stepped up, and since that time, they have been able to support, they have been able to walk officers through some of the hardest times of their lives. I would ask you to think just for a moment about going to work and it being the worst day of someone's life every single day. These officers are responding to our most horrific nightmares, and they're doing it for us. They're doing it because they love us. They're not doing it for the pay, guys. They're doing it because they care. And we now are going to take care of them the way they have been taking care of us. They are our heroes. We love them. They're going to have so much fun in the center. And guys, they are going to be better for the community because they know that we take care of them. I really appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate all of our board members that have worked so hard. It has been such a privilege working with Impetus, with Eileen and Steve and Todd, and I could go on and on. There has been so many people. I would ask you to go in and look at the wall. And those are some of the people that have come forward and who have backed our officers. And I would ask that we continue to do that. These officers are human. They're just like us. They're our brothers, our sisters, our kids. And they are responding to things for us so that we don't have to encounter it or to navigate us through it. I am so grateful to them. I am so grateful they continue to put on the uniform every day and walk out the door not knowing if they will be back. And I am grateful to their families for supporting them through tough times and for standing by them. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to bring Brian back up. I appreciate you all a lot.
Now, we just want to officially welcome everyone into the center, see that wall of support that you just heard about, see that public and private collaboration as you walk into this facility. I would invite all of our LMPD personnel to be the first ones in there. Our wellness staff will be throughout the entire facility, and Pro Team Tactical will be upstairs as well on that third floor, talking about the services that they offer and they provide to first responders here in Louisville.